pay a lot of taxes, guys. I mean, just in case you know, don't realize, like, we pay a lot of taxes. Does it matter which precise one, or is it like if you just paid less all across the board, isn't that better? Now, maybe it does mean that one of them goes to nothing, but like we should build models and figure that out.
You and I have met Mayor Dickens several times, and obviously Governor Kemp several times. What's interesting, and I've heard this from both of them, is that on 90% of the issues they agree, and the 10% they just don't need to talk about it when they're meeting together. And I think that what's been really fascinating, one of our mutual, very close friends is Sham Reddy, CEO Blue Links. He's actually an investor in our company as well, and he ran for Congress as a Democrat. I think the state of Georgia is generally misunderstood, where I think that the traditional red and blue isn't as far apart as most people see from the outside looking in, because I've met so many people around the entire state, and I've done business all around the state. Um, and I think we do agree on a lot more than there are differences from that standpoint. And, I think having known you for all this time, I think that you also stand for really being a representative of the community, as opposed to, well, it's just a stump speech and I'm just a political candidate. And there is some truth. I mean, you gotta get votes, and it's not easy. But you've been able to kind of like build a bridge through this whole process, meeting so many people at different levels from that standpoint. We're over time, but your closing thoughts, like, where do we see the convergence of the polarity of the political system? And, maybe Georgia is a model of how we can bring a lot of this into conversation, again.
I think we can absolutely be a model for leadership for the whole country, because the fact of the matter is, that whole ASAP framework, I didn't come up with that myself. I mean, I got it by listening to people. And I think that that's what you go out there, you ask the right questions, you listen, and what people care about are like the same things. People care about their families, they care about their faith, they care about their work, they care about their communities, and they care about the things that make those things stronger. That's what they want. But politicians don't want to talk about those things. They want to talk about things that divide people up into these like little groups that they can line behind. They got a lane here, a lane there. But like if to me, I view this as a service job. Like we need more politicians to think of this as public service, like all the public service you do with Benz and all these other things. Like we need people to think of this as a service job. And in my whole life, like I'm proud of the business I built and all that, but you know what I'm more proud of? The business I've helped my clients build. It's a client service business. And the way I view this, I really do. When you're governor of the state of Georgia, it is the greatest client service job in the state. You got 11 million clients, and you got to serve them all. You have to serve them all. And you got to find out, what is that future for the state of Georgia that is so compelling and collective, that it gets people to work together to solve the kinds of problems we have to overcome in order to get there. And we have to care. You have to care. So when people ask me, like, why are you doing it? It's like, because what I want in somebody is, I want somebody that cares, that has the capabilities, relationships, and is willing to, and the relational and analytical capability, right, to solve complex things like tax policy. There's no like one little quick answer, but we should be building optimization models, right? About with all the taxes we pay a lot of taxes, guys. I mean, just in case you know, don't realize, like, we pay a lot of taxes. Does it matter which precise one, or is it like if you just paid less all across the board, isn't that better? Now, maybe it does mean that one of them goes to nothing, but like we should build models and figure that out. And I just think there's such potential, and I hope that I can earn the right to serve the state from people that, from everybody, from all Georgians. And we do have this primary election that's coming up, here in May 19th. And I encourage everybody to, I'm going to be running as a Republican. I encourage you to pull that ballot and vote for me. Give me a chance to serve you guys. Give me a chance to like solve problems, and even more, like, give me your ideas. What are you seeing out there? What kind of problems do you want to see somebody solve? And we got a big list going. but there's a lot of commonalities, and we can approach it systematically to make a difference.
Awesome.
So, thank you.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed a very different conversation than many of our monthly conversations, but at the same time, a lot of similarities, right? And especially with Clark's background, and I really appreciate what you've done for the community and our relationship, and what you continue to do selflessly from that standpoint. And for those of you, internationally, you guys see the politics and the dynamics that happen in different environments, and especially you know, uh, we have Ricardo who's based in Colombia right now, and a lot of very fascinating politics in Central and South America that I study a lot of. But it's been really exciting. I made a purposeful decision to build Hive here in Atlanta, actually move here for entrepreneurship, and it's been a 27-year payoff, and it's been really fantastic. And good luck. It's not easy. I was joking like. Judge Ken and Clark have a competition of how many miles they have to drive on their vehicles all across the state nonstop from that side. At least it's not Texas and you had to drive all over. That'd be a lot harder. But we wish him luck, and hopefully you got to learn a lot from this experience. Thank you, Clark.
Thank you so much, JT.